Good morning. Can you hear me yet? It says your microphone is okay, but I can't hear you. Oh, you're not exactly connected yet.
Hello,
There you are.
how are you?
I'm good. You're the Ian guy we've been talking to on email.
Yeah,
How's it going?
good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Um, before we get too deep into this, um, 40 years of history tells me that if I don't set up the foundation properly for this relationship, it's going to fizzle about 60% of the time. Okay.
Right.
So let's see if we can do that. Um, what are your expectations from this relationship? Is it just to get ideas, to talk about some of your ideas or challenges? Is it about getting some help? Or do you want me just to listen to your problems? Or do you want me to help you with your problems? Or do you want me to push you into delivering results? What are your expectations?
I guess coming into it, um, it would be like to go over different ideas and then kind of as things progress here to get advice on, hurdles or different strategies moving forward, depending on how things are going, type thing.
Okay. Do
Yeah.
you like to be pushed or challenged?
Um,
You can say
I
no.
don't know. Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like I mean, I like to challenge myself, but yeah,
Okay. One example
yeah.
that I'm going to give you, and again, you can choose whichever direction you want to go. In the construction industry, Google statistics shows that it takes a general contractor 20 to 40 years to get to $20 million. That same general contractor with the right tools, the right advisor, and the right strategies can now get to $20 million in 3 to 7 years and not 20 to 40.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I mean about leverage tools and, a little bit of push here and there. So I'll
Yeah.
let you
Yeah.
think about that. So
Okay.
tell me about your business. Tell me about you. Tell me why you got started in this direction.
Yeah, so I had some health challenges, and then I got introduced to this building biology institute. I was kind of I'd gone the more traditional route with the health stuff, and then I wasn't really getting any results. And then I kind of went the naturopathic more towards the natural route. So I don't know, I never had any definitive diagnosis for what was going on. Like I was living in Nova Scotia at the time, so they had kind of um said that it may have been like Lyme disease or something like related to a tick bite or something like that. So anyway, I had a huge process with that over, the course of 5 to 10 years. And then I got introduced to this building biology institute, which deals with, kind of a holistic approach to, you know, people's dwellings and how it impacts their health. So air quality and anything to do with electromagnetic fields and any chemicals or building materials, how the house is built, and anything you can imagine with respect to how your living environment impacts your health.
Okay.
So I got on with them. Initially, I actually got someone to come to our house he was a guy. We were living in Calgary at the time, and he got him to come to the house and do like an assessment of our place where we were at the time, and then just kind of question him about, what is it like getting into this as a career or whatever. And then he kind of broke down what was involved and stuff. And he kind of focused more on the electromagnetic stuff. He was actually an electrical engineer by trade, but he kind of recommended, kind of the way to approach it. And then I ended up going to to do the certification down in the States, and then yeah, completed recently. So now I want to do it as like a consultant type thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you want to specialize in air quality, or what's your specialty? You're going to do
Yeah,
everything, I imagine, but
yeah, I'd like to do everything. Yeah, but air quality probably like mold and stuff. There's a guy in Peterborough who I've been talking to who's done it for a long time, and he does a lot of stuff through like insurance companies and stuff like that for assessments with mold and stuff like that. So
okay.
maybe go that route to start. I'm thinking because probably it's going to be easier to get into. Like the electromagnetic field, there's a lot of growing interest in it, but it's still kind of in its
There's going to be a
infancy, I
huge
guess you could
cost in
say.
education.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge cost in education. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless somebody's already educated, which there are people, but it's not going to be a high percentage of people, right? So,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so where do you want to be in, let's say, 12 months, 5 years from today?
Well, 12 months I'd like to be, up and running with the consulting and have it where I'm, have consistent bookings, you know, throughout on a weekly basis.
Okay,
And then on a 5-year basis, I'd like to have it where it's not only the consulting, but it's getting into more on the contracting side of things. So, if somebody lives in the city and they have, sound pollution issues or issues sleeping or whatever, then I could come in and do, or maybe not me, but, contract out, do soundproofing or light proofing or shielding from EMFs or any number of different things that could be, that could, as part of the assessment and I guess remediation process. So
okay. And have you looked
yeah,
at the equipment you will need to do this type of testing? Do you have a
yeah,
lab to test
yeah.
the air quality in your, where do you live? Sorry,
In Barrie.
Barrie, Ontario.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I haven't looked at the specific labs yet for where I'll get the stuff tested, but yeah, I know that there's definitely access to that stuff. And then
I know there's one in Toronto. We used to use them.
yeah,
Um,
so you did the air quality related stuff, eh?
well, I should give you some history. I bought my first house, had done a lot of research to do the house because I needed the house to be positive cash flow. And I was 17, well, 16 at a time when I started doing the research. By the time I was
Yeah.
17, had done the research and had bought the house. Um, and then I started renovating the basement to create a second income so I could have positive cash flow. The goal
Yeah.
was to have free and clear house ready for me to move in because I didn't like the idea of paying, 2 or 3 times or 4 times the price when you have a mortgage, right? When you have
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
three or four or a 30-year amortized mortgage, you're paying, multiple times that house.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I didn't want to do that. So
Yeah.
then building the basement, my neighbor from across the street, Mr. Ferguson, came over and says, "Leo, what are you doing? All the windows are blocked, and you're acting very suspiciously." And I said, "Well, because my dad trusts you, let me show you what I'm doing." And I said, "By the way, we could do the same thing for you. We can have the total stranger pay 70% of your mortgage when it's free and clear. Kick him out, and now you have a free and clear house." He loved that idea. He brought me 5 clients. That's how the construction business started by accident. At that
Oh
point, I
yeah.
was going to be an architect. I had
Yeah.
no desire to be a contractor, right?
Yeah.
Then we're doing a lot of basements. We're making a lot of money. We're being hunted by the mayor because we're doing stuff that's illegal back then, right? So I'm seeing that we need
Yeah.
to diversify. So we diversify into 22 different franchises. One of them was a home inspection franchise, and part of the home inspection franchise was indoor air quality.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Nice. Nice.
so that's how we got involved in that. Um, so I understand the direction you want to go,
Hmm.
or at least I understand the direction I would go if I were in your shoes.
Okay.
Um, So,
And what is that?
okay, you're turning this table on me really quickly. I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with that yet because we haven't really established what you want. Because
Okay.
what you're going to learn very quickly, Ian, is that I'm I'm an asshole. I'm obnoxious. I'm
Yeah.
demanding.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
not politically correct.
Uh-huh.
Um, a lot of times I don't have a lot of patience.
Hmm.
Now you understand why I'm single and divorced twice. Okay. I have my own faults. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
But in terms of business, I'm extremely focused on results.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes the reason why people leave me is not because they're not getting results, it's because I push them too much and I make
Hmm.
them uncomfortable. You can't run a business and be comfortable at the same time. That's
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
you need to understand. You need to get out of
True.
your
True.
shell. If you're an introvert, you need to get rid of that shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
You need to be a leader, a thought leader in your community. Influence
Hmm.
is the new currency.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Can you just give me one? Can you give me one
sure.
sec? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just one sec. Just getting my notepad here so I can kind of jot some
Actually, do
things
me a
down.
favor, don't take notes.
Okay.
I'm recording this, as you know. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, and that way you can watch it as many times as you want. Um,
Gotcha.
that way you can
Like
stay
you like
focused on the
YouTube like
conversation.
privately though.
YouTube privately, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so only with banking encryption, only the people with the link can see it.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
Um, See, what you just said goes against the statement I just made.
What did I just say about the YouTube thing?
Yeah, but YouTube privately. Okay, think about
Yeah.
that. I will
Yeah.
post it privately, but I'm hoping at some point you're going to say, that's not a good decision. The way I'm going to build trusted relationships is by being vulnerable with people,
Hmm.
being real with
Hmm.
people, and people
Hmm.
understand where I started and
Hmm.
how I grew my business. When
Hmm.
you start doing things secretly and you don't share everything on social media,
Yeah.
people start
Yeah.
wondering what's he hiding? What's he not telling me, right?
Fair enough.
But if
Yeah.
if they see everything online, including all your pimples and all your flaws and all your mistakes and all that, and they
Hmm.
say, "Hey, I've just accomplished something special," or "We're
Hmm.
doing something really special with our inspections that beats everyone else," you know what?
Hmm.
They're going to believe you because you've already told them about all your pimples and all your mistakes,
True. True.
right?
I get you.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
I would urge you to think about that.
Okay.
Um, Now, you are picking a very, very tight niche.
Hmm.
Um, and because of that tight niche, there's going to be the educational process. This is an educational play as to why someone wants to do an indoor air quality in
Hmm.
their home. Um, so you need to to design a system to solve their problems or find out what their problems are. They're having a hard
Hmm.
time sleeping. They're nervous all the time, or whatever the symptoms are. You start
Hmm.
with the symptoms and you say, hey, if you have these symptoms, here are potentially the results. Or if
Hmm.
they have a diet issue or whatever it is, or if they
Hmm.
have chronic fatigue syndrome. I used to
Hmm.
date someone who had chronic fatigue,
Yep.
not from her house, but from her work. And she ended up suing the company, and yeah, that was a whole other story. But it started with an indoor air quality test.
Okay.
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 So do you, I'm assuming you're putting together equipment or you have equipment to do these the testing?
Yeah, I have some of the equipment. Like for the air quality and stuff, a lot of it is just gathering. or for mold or things of that nature, lead, asbestos, stuff like that. It's more so gathering the samples and then sending it
Send
off
it to a lab. Yeah.
and the equipment is actually at the lab to use for testing. For the EMF stuff, obviously you need stuff that can detect it on site. So I already have some of that equipment, but a lot of it's expensive. So I'm going to kind of like ease my way into it. Like I've talked with some guys who do almost exclusively that side of the business, and they say that, you know, with what I have, I could probably add a couple more things and I can do a sufficient job to start, and then I'll probably just as I go add on. Because
Okay.
I don't even know if I don't necessarily want to focus on that type of thing. I kind of want to see, you know, like you said, what are people's issues and where's the demand, and then kind of go in that direction. So
If I were in your shoes and I was going to live that part of my life again, I would
mhm,
probably well, before I make that suggestion, the problem you're going to have is getting yourself in front of people who may need your services, right?
yeah, yeah,
And the best way to do that, as an example, one of my clients is a painting company and he does $5
mhm,
million with painting, and his clients are real estate agents. So his real estate agents are stepping stones to the homeowner. So
right,
using stepping stone relationships. So he just has basically 30 to 40 real estate agents that recommend all this work, because each real estate agent knows 1,000 or 30,000 people, and there's always someone. And we train the real estate agents to use him and other people in a trusted circle to start conversations, right? They send out,
right.
video blogs or newsletters on a monthly basis, and they have to pick different subjects, right? And one of the
You're talking
sub
about the real estate agents
exactly,
that do
yes,
that. Okay, yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So by there has to be a reason why a real estate agent comes to you, right? And they
Good
come to
point.
you
Yeah.
because you're helping them. So you got to help people first, okay? And I've
Okay.
got 500 videos on my YouTube channel talk about all this stuff in detail,
Hmm.
but that's something that you would need to do.
Okay.
I would
So
also,
sorry to interrupt.
nope, go ahead.
In the case of the painting, like what what specific benefits would they be bringing to the real estate agents? Like they'd be the
They
kind of
showed
like their
them,
go-to guy.
yeah, they want to be their go-to guy. When you're at a cocktail party and someone's talking about anything,
Yeah.
it's always nice to say, I know a guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a guy,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
I know a guy that I trust and can help you with that problem, whatever that problem is. Okay.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
need to surround yourself. This is called the trusted circle. You need to surround yourself with 50 to 100 different people who are experts in different industries, dog
Hmm.
training, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, whatever it is. Right.
Hmm.
But you
Hmm.
need to know a guy, a great mortgage broker, home inspector, whatever that is. And we
Right.
create a sheet that as soon as someone says, I'm looking for an interior designer or mechanic or whatever it is, oh, I know a guy. Can I
Oh, okay.
send you? Can I send you my trusted circle? He's number 51 on the trusted circle. Okay. The reason why you want to send them all the whole database is because now he might, oh, there's a dog trainer here. I never thought about getting a dog trainer, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is for you to help them, and you help them 4 or 5 times, eventually they're going to come back and say, Leo or Ian, you've helped me so many times. I don't even know what you do. Oh, do you mind if I give you an example of the type of things that we do? Then you start a
I gotcha.
conversation, right?
I gotcha.
Do you, you must know someone who, has a hard time sleeping or this or that. And that's how you start the conversation.
Hmm.
Okay. So you need to set up these systems. And in order for you to build a successful company, and by the way, do you have a goal? Because what you told me was not a goal.
Like a
What's a diff?
specific like dollar amount or something?
Yeah.
Um, no, I guess not. Like not an end dollar amount. I hadn't really set that. No.
Okay. You need to figure out how you're going to measure your goal. You need to know
Okay.
where you are, where you want to be in 6, 12 months, 5
Hmm.
years, 40 years, and daily action steps.
Yeah.
to make sure you accomplish it. Okay. If you don't have daily action steps, it's not a goal, it's a dream. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Your internet connection is
Okay.
not great, but I can still hear you. Um, so I lost train of thought. I was trying to say something. Um, and again, if I were in your shoes, I would want to control the sale, right? And I would see a lot of your sales coming through home inspectors or real estate agents. I would probably start as a home inspector, get qualified as a home inspector. And by the way, you don't need a license in Canada to be a home inspector. Anyone can become a home inspector that specializes in indoor air quality, specializes in the other things. Then that way you can use
Okay.
the real estate agents um, to as stepping stone relationships. And I would try and get
Okay.
this business to $1 million, in 12, 18 months outside. That's what I would do.
Okay. 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 And so but you wouldn't go through the traditional like InterNACHI or any of the traditional training for home inspectors, or if you were to go that route?
You could.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of home inspections, and I believe I was better than most of the people because I would look at, a lot of times we would go in to do a second inspection because the first one missed too many things. And looking at how they did it and their checkout and their list and stuff like this, it was just horrible. I was doing
Yeah. Yeah.
video home inspections when
Interesting.
video was not even popular. I was putting stuff on disc. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
There was nothing else available. There was no digital back then, so I would have to
hmm
transfer the disc to them,
hmm
and it
And so
would
you
be.
were providing the client with the video, or what were you doing? Or you were using that as part of the analysis, or how are you
I
doing
was
it?
providing them with the video and
Oh,
and
okay.
and telling them on video, who potentially could be a subcontractor to fix this, and I would give them write them off three different
Nice.
names. Then I would
Nice. That's a good
attach
idea.
the names to them. Always three because it's your choice. It's not my choice, and I didn't want to be responsible. But that was part of. That's how the trusted circle started because I would need to recommend people, right?
Okay.
So I think you have an opportunity. But before we get too deep into this, why did you choose this service? I know you had
Um,
health issues and it's coming from, you're trying to solve your own problem, which is a great PR, by the way. It's
hmm
great
hmm
PR. But keep in
hmm
mind, you're designing the next 20 to 30, 40 years of your life, okay? And you want to make sure
hmm
you're going to be deliriously happy doing this. And you're going to make the type of money that your lifestyle deserves or can support. So I want to make sure you're making the right decision.
hmm Yeah. Um, well, I guess a lot of it was seeing the issues with this type of thing in my own life and my own experience. Like as I was researching into the health stuff, you get into like people with issues doing due to mold exposure. You get into the EMF stuff, the impacts that can have Wi-Fi, cell phone, like power lines, anything like that. You get into like um just all kinds of issues with air, issues with air quality and allergens and things of that nature. So I kind of saw it and was kind of wondering, like, prior to even knowing about the Building Biology Institute or anything like that, I was like, there has to be a resource for this, like where it's, kind of packaged together and there's, actual, you know, scientific basis for this stuff and where people can get help. Because from going, I went to a lot of like high end naturopaths and stuff like that, and it kind of wasn't, there was never, like, mold and stuff could get mentioned, but it was kind of like they were treating it on the level of, you know, blood tests and supplementation and different types of diagnostics and then treatments, but they weren't like, as far as the root cause of some of these things with respect to an environmental type thing, even if they're not the main cause of things, they even if they were auxiliary or, contributing factors. It didn't seem like there was a lot in that. And so then when I found out about this, I was like, okay, this is something that I want to get into specifically. So
Okay. All
that's
right.
how I
So let's,
got into it.
I was hoping by this time you had done research into the most profitable businesses you can start, because that's the research you should be doing and comparing it to this, and then comparing your lifestyle over the next 20 years with the most profitable
Mhm,
business and comparing your lifestyle with this over the next 20 years,
mhm.
because you need to make
Okay.
informed decisions. You're about to commit to something. I hope you're about to commit, because I hope you're the type of person who lands on shores, you're about to battle, and you're going to burn your ships.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is how people become successful. If you say, well, my brother-in-law is an electrician, I can always, do that, or I can always do this or this or this, that's the point where you decided you're going to fail.
Hmm. I
Okay.
get you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to work with you, I need to know you've done the research, you've looked at, let's say starting a painting business and growing that to, $1 million in the next 12 months, because it is possible. And, growing it to 2 or 3 million over the next 2 or 3 years, and you're making, $300,000, $500,000 a year
Hmm.
income, and compare that to this. Once you look at that, you say, no, I'm very passionate about this. I'm doing this because, it saved my life or whatever it is. And I'm passionate about
Okay.
this. I don't care about the income. I care about saving people's lives or making people's lives better. And I'm
Hmm.
prepared to live with an $80,000 salary, or $100,000 salary. And I'm committed to doing this. Then at that point, you can
Hmm.
burn your ships.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Or
I
is
guess
that too heavy for you on the first meeting?
no, no, I guess I hadn't thought of it in that manner, but I guess if you were to do that, looking at, the most profitable opportunities, how would you go about that? You just kind of look at inject like based on your skill set and then see what,
No,
based
no,
on the
no, no,
skills
no,
and
no,
no?
no. Your skill set is leadership. That's the
Right.
only skill set you need to develop. Okay. You
Okay.
don't work with these. I work with
Okay.
these, even though I ran a construction business. How long did I work with these? 50
No idea.
minutes. 50 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you go on Facebook groups, which I recommend you do often, they're
Hmm.
still working with these after 40 years. To me, that's not a business, that's a job. So you need to
Right.
make a
Right.
decision. Do you want a business on the autopilot that works for you? Or do you want a job? Are you trying to create yourself a job?
Hmm.
You need to
Hmm.
answer that question. Okay.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
necessarily now, but you need to answer that question. Why am I starting this business? Is it because I'm passionate, I want to help people, or do I need a job? Okay.
Okay.
You need to
Okay.
answer that question. You need to sit down with your wife. Are you married? Do you have kids? What's your story?
No, not married yet. I have a partner, but we're not married. Yeah.
Okay. So you need to have this
Yeah.
conversation. If money no object, we were to design our perfect lives, and you should be designing your perfect lives. What
Hmm.
do we want? Okay.
Hmm.
One
Hmm.
of the videos on
Okay.
YouTube, I talk about, an 80-foot solar powered self-navigating houseboat for Muskoka. That's my dream. That's what I'm building. That's what I'm designing, until, I lost the love of my life, and that's a different story. But sit down and ask, what if, what if I were to
Okay.
start a painting company? What if I did this? You know, um, do I want to be on, clients' homes every day? Is that my joy? Or do I want 10 guys like me? Do I want to manage 10 guys like me who go into clients' homes and I do one a week or something, so you keep your hand in it? What do you want? Be
Okay.
careful what you ask for, because you will get it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
No, that sounds good. Yeah, I like that.
Um, and also decide whether you think you and I could work together. Um, I'm working with 4 different entrepreneurs from Futurepreneur Canada.
Hmm.
Only 1 out of 4 is really performing. Okay.
Right. Right.
The other ones are about to be fired.
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So, you know, even though I don't spend a lot of time with them, they still use up brain capacity, right? I'm thinking
Hmm.
about them.
Yeah.
Why haven't they responded? Why haven't they scheduled a meeting? Why is this not happening? It still requires a bandwidth that bandwidth could be used for something else, right?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So
100%.
get back to on Futurepreneur Canada. I want to work with Leo, or Leo is an idiot. I don't want to work with him. Or he's going to stress my life to shit, and I don't want to deal with that. Whatever the excuse is, if you want to work with me, let's do that. If you don't, let me know.
Yeah.
And generally, um, the people who don't get results, I see them once a month. The people that do get results, they schedule a meeting once a week, and I speak
Hmm.
with them on
Hmm.
Facebook 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh, wow.
Checking on
Okay.
on them, making sure they're going in the right direction and stuff like that. Have you launched
Okay.
this
Wow.
business, or are you still employed somewhere else?
I'm working part-time right
Part
now.
time. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do
Yeah.
part time?
Just FedEx.
Okay. On the
Yeah.
road?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a part-time, like flex driver. So I don't know. It's kind of, I just kind of picked that because it was like you can pick your own days and hours and stuff and fit it around everything else. So until I get things up and running, that was the idea.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
use your own truck or their
No, no, no.
truck?
No, it's all their stuff.
It's all their stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay. You say you have a partner. How old is this relationship? Is it new? Is it established?
Oh, it's we've been together going on 8 years now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
technically a wife.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah.
8
Yeah.
years? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether you live together or not, 8 years is a commitment already. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would sit down with that person, even though that person's not involved in your business, they're still part of your support system, right?
Right. Right.
So
For sure.
yeah. Any other thoughts, questions, comments at this point?
No, I guess if we're moving forward here and I say, like let's go ahead with it, then what's the next thing? Like Mick had mentioned something about a meant to be or something like that. Is that something different than this, or is that
Oh,
something specific that we have to do, or like an initial I forget what he called it, but
oh, it's a questionnaire. You can
oh,
answer
just a
all the
questionnaire.
Yeah, you can answer that
Oh, okay.
yourself, or he could be
Okay.
referring to the group mentor sessions, which they're trying to start as well.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
so maybe get back to him on that and get clarification. But you have my calendar
Okay.
link. Use that.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you want to move forward, pick a day um, that you can be in front of a computer. I mean, I don't mind changing once in a while, but
Okay.
pick a day and time that you're going to be in front of a computer with no distractions, and you can focus on what we need to talk about. Some of these meetings could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, it depends on the subject.
Okay.
I have a continuous learning library that I would like you to start reading. There's a lot of work. There's homework, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you missed high school, so I'm going to get you back there.
Yeah.
So, and that's
All
part of the
right.
conversation on Facebook. Connect with me on Facebook. Um,
Okay.
and you have a LinkedIn profile. We need to get
Yeah.
you up to minimum standard, whatever the minimum standard is, to make sure you're up to date. So if you're going to launch this
Mhm.
business within the next 5 years, we should start organic marketing. We should start designing the business blueprint. We should start designing the other 33 tools. Okay. So there's a lot of work to be done before launching the business, because most people want to, build an airplane up in the air and fly it at the
Mhm.
same time. It doesn't work very well. It's a lot
True.
easier to
True.
do things, to build the airplane on the ground, build it properly, then learn how to fly it.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okie
Anything
doke.
else?
So, no, I think that's, I guess, it for now. So yeah, I'll get you on Facebook there, and then I think I sent you my LinkedIn with the Zoom thing. I'm assuming you got that, eh? The
Well,
link to it, or
yes, I should change that because, I should tell you that I've been booted off LinkedIn 8 times already.
oh
Uh,
wow, wow,
yeah, I had 127,000 connections, and apparently LinkedIn doesn't believe we should be talking about, human trafficking and COVID mandates and freedom of speech
yeah, yeah.
and
A lot of
how
those
our
big corporations don't like that stuff.
yeah and how our country is going to hell in the handbasket.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, that's why I'm
yeah.
not welcome on LinkedIn forever,
Mhm.
apparently. So
Oh wow. Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Crazy, crazy. So, well, I honestly I haven't even really used it. I just made an account and have it as a like I've talked to a couple people on there, but it's just
Yep.
been, I
So
guess,
it's
you
aging,
think
but
you get a business and you need a LinkedIn, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, influence is a new currency. I need you to take that to heart. Um,
Yeah.
I would say about 80% of your new business is going to come in from LinkedIn. So be active.
Okay. Okay.
LinkedIn and
Okay.
Facebook groups. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Cool.
um, like I said, there's a lot of resources. If you get time, step into my YouTube channel. Just copy and paste my name to YouTube, then search whatever you want to search. Branding, differentiation, business blueprint, social media strategies, all those things. There's a lot
Okay.
of resources there that can help you. The other thing that I would suggest is surround yourself with entrepreneurs, business owners, CEO clubs, mastermind groups. You know, start getting
Okay.
infecting your brain into you know the thought process of what's going to make you very successful.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
a lot of
Okay.
information I know, but um, I envy you in your road that you're putting yourself on. It's an exciting road, and running a successful business is a freaking adrenaline rush. It really is. There's
Yeah.
nothing, mushrooms kind of compare, but but you know, running a successful business is an adrenaline rush. So if you're not getting an
Mhm.
adrenaline rush, it's because you haven't designed it yet. So keep that in mind.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Pleasure
Okay.
talking to you. We'll talk to you
Yeah.
again soon.
Okay. Good to talk to you, Leo.
Thanks,
Okay.
Ian. Bye.
Have a good day. Okay. Bye bye.